Hello, I'm Kate Driver, Naturopath and the Perimenopause Practitioner. Are you really frustrated and annoyed that you've started to put on weight? You're over 40, you think you're in perimenopause, or you know you're in perimenopause, and you haven't worked out why this is happening because you've tried everything. I have so many clients that have the same issues and have helped them successfully over the last 25 years as a naturopath. And I'd like to share some tips with you today as well. And also, if you want more tips and would love to know what you can do about your symptoms in perimenopause and how to stop suffering when you don't need to, I would love you to join my next free live masterclass, which is interactive, live, and you can ask me questions on Monday, the 2nd of June, and the link is below. So check that out and I'd love to see you there. But in the meantime, I would love to share with you why you might be putting on weight in perimenopause and even menopause, or if you're over 40 and you started to put on weight. It can be insulin resistance, it can be thyroid issues and your metabolism slowing down, and it can also be high cortisol. And all of these factors can actually play together. But what I wanted to speak about is the high cortisol, because so many people are talking about it now online as well. And it is a bigger factor nowadays because people have huge amounts of stress compared to what our ancestors did. And the stresses come from so many different sources. And this can just be even things like being, around technology, Wi-Fi, multitasking, just being busy, having a career and having a family, and maybe you're not sleeping well. So there's so many stresses on the body that can increase this hormone cortisol. But naturally your hormone cortisol increases when you go through perimenopause and menopause also. Now what this does is it causes your body to store fat, and particularly around the belly. It can cause sugar cravings, it can cause high blood pressure, it can cause issues with your thyroid because it binds up some of the active thyroid hormone. So we don't really want to have high cortisol because long term it can lead to insulin resistance, but also diabetes if you're really predispositioned to diabetes as well. And this is something obviously you want to avoid. So what do we do about this high cortisol? Well, some of the things that you can do straight away, which are free and easy, you just need the time to do them, things like deep breathing, for at least a few minutes, and you might like to do this a few times a day. So you're doing this intermittently throughout the day and keeping the cortisol levels down. You don't just do it one off and expect it to stay the same. You might do some meditation in the morning and in the evening. Maybe you need to be doing some exercise, and sometimes for most people, exercise like yoga and Pilates and any sort of resistance training rather than too much cardio will actually reduce the cortisol, whereas cardio, which is what I was trying to say, is increasing the cortisol if you do it for too long and too much. So changing up the type of exercise you do is really important, but also muscle building will help your metabolism. So you do want to choose something that actually helps you build muscle as well. And then we also need to do things like improve our diet. So just like getting rid of things like caffeine and sugar and any other stimulants that can increase cortisol as well. This is going to exacerbate your issue. And also having protein at every meal can really be helpful to stabilize your blood sugar levels, which is very helpful to actually keep the weight down too and avoid something like the insulin resistance. If you'd like to find out more, like I said, just jump onto my next free live masterclass. I'd love to see you there. I'll be spending loads of time with you, and you can ask me questions. The link's below and I'd love to see you there. Thanks for listening, and I hope to be helping you in the future very soon. Bye for now.